Right, next.
Money
So-
is not the currency, time is. Anyway. Oh, how do I get off this? There we go. I can't find the moo guy.
Oh no, search for it.
100. There we go. Whoa,
Percent. No, I'm just gonna put a load of echo on it.
Okay. Have that as a pound underneath. Oh,
A ping pong delay that just goes like back and forth for ages. Feedback to max.
This track. What have you got to say about this track, Tom?
I love this track.
You had to learn this one pretty early on when you joined.
Oh shit!
What?
I just broke my mic.
Oh.
I just pulled one of the wires off. I didn't mean to do that.
Is that the one you're recording with?
No. This is the one that you were using in a few sets with the on and off switch. But yes, this was the first one I sort of had to. I didn't have any help. I don't think.
Yeah.
It was from scratch, just sort of see what happens. Which is why sort of a lot of it's sort of similar to what you were saying about with Reactionary, where drums in general are locking in with the bass, because the bass in this is not overly difficult. What the same sort of rhythm played basically throughout most of the song, isn't it? Really, the drums are tying in with that. It's got a good feel to it. It takes it out of you. It really does.
That's the difficult bit.
Which bit?
It's the whole song. It's
just right, it is. Yeah.
You get that nice.
I look forward to the middle section, because it's just a bit slower. It gives me, and it's got a stop in it, so it gives me It gives me like 10-15 seconds to just go and then it goes straight into the really fast bit again.
Yeah, I think this is the fastest song we've got, though.
Yeah, I think so. It is fun though. It really is. I do really enjoy playing this one.
What makes that main the blah, 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 blah bit is it's very heavy on those two fingers, and if any guitarists listening, hopefully they are, that doing that isn't fun.
Yeah, and you're literally doing that
for most of
pretty
the
much.
song.
Yeah, pretty much solid, because that's the main sort of riff, isn't it? Yeah, that's sort of the main riff, isn't it?
I tried to figure out different ways to play it, and there just isn't.
Nah, you don't want to change it.
No.
It's a great riff as it is, but yeah, it is. It does hurt. I think that's what's nice about this one is for the guitar, for the bass, for the drums. We're both probably in equal amounts of pain throughout most of this song. We're all suffering. There's not one person in the band that is sort of going, oh yeah, this is easy, this is nice. It is just constantly like pulling out.
What I like about this one is you got the sweeper bit, and then you got that melody in between, and then it goes back to the sweeper bit. Each time that comes back around, it escalates more with kind of the articulations.
Yeah,
more whammy bar stuff. There's more dive.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That one of my favorite bits that you've done is in that, and it's I think the last time you play it, and you go like, you just full on destroy the whammy bar, and then back into the riff, and it's just
the
like,
whole track is just escalating all the way.
Yeah, absolutely is. The intensity on all fronts, I think, is just ridiculous, and it does get so much more intense as you go.
Yeah, and this one is the first one where I was like, I'm well smart. It's not that clever, but it's taking the piano from the Catalyst, which is kind of the point. The point of that song was to set this album up, and it's because it's the track's depression. I wanted to keep referencing the past and being stuck in the past, so that piano keeps coming back in lots of cool ways. So I think the first time is when it goes into that kind of drop section. Kind of playing the back. But because that's in 5/8, I think.
Yeah,
it's like that's crossing over a lot, so it kind of.
It's a funny one, that isn't it? Yeah, because it sort of peaks out occasionally because it's in a different. It's in a different It's in a different time signature, so it sort of pokes out at you.
There's one note in that section where the piano lines up with the chords. That just reminds me of Donkey Kong 64.
I love where you get your inspiration from.
If anyone hears that, go on the video or whatever it is of that song and
comment in the
comment the timestamp.
And then another time it comes back round is in the Morse code section, isn't it?
Yeah, so that bit is the reason I chucked that bit in was again to kind of fit with the theme, where you're kind of hiding a lot of stuff under the surface and not being upfront about how you're feeling. Really,
I feel.
So I thought putting Morse code in it kind of highlights that. So I think it goes from help to SOS to something else. I can't remember. It was ages ago I read this. I can't remember. Someone figure it out. It's probably wrong anyway, but but the piano is underneath that, and that I really like that solo in that bit. I mean, I didn't put that much thought into it. I'm pretty sure I just chucked it to a Morse code generator program.
Morse code generator 5000.
Yeah,
like the automated gent you get.
That was the idea. It might say something completely different. And if that's the case, also comment down what it's saying. Or be as creative as you want in the comments about what it is actually saying. But I like the solo in that bit.
There's always one bit in that bit that is just, I love that line. And it's just right at the end of the solo where it goes, da, na, 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 na. That bit, I love that bit so much. Every time I play it, I'm just like, yes, it's so clever. Love it.
It's really hard to play. Like, if you take that solo out of that section, it's easy. As soon as you put it in, it's really hard to know when to play stuff because it's all displaced.
Yeah. I've not thought that, actually.
That quick, that really quick run in that, I really like that one. But yeah, that's the only solo where it's really hard to place where to play the notes. All the other songs we've got, maybe it's because my writing's got better, but it's a lot easier. But that one's always trouble with doing that. And then it has the epic power metal section, which is kind of, this whole track was kind of an homage to those songs, like the long format power metal stuff. And it was meant to be as ridiculous as possible. When growing up, and you were there as well when I was at school, like everyone was like, "Oh, all he does is shred."
Yeah.
Like, I'll write a song where all it does is shred.
Yeah. Well, you would always, because it would always make me laugh. You'd always just stand at the back of like the jazz bands that we were doing and stuff, and you just look at me and just go. And it would really annoy like the bass player and the other drummer and things like that. It was just so funny. That and doing the cat noises.
They're always
they're still funny now. 10 years later or whatever it is, they're still funny.
Cow noises are good as well.
You need to get the horse noises going a bit more.
They're a bit more in your face though. But yeah, it was meant to be as it was meant to be as ridiculous as possible. This song, it just escalates, and then you have a little break, and then it comes in with a power metal.
Yeah, and then it's
just back to where it was. But it's such a straightforward chord progression. That bit, it's the power metal progression.
Well, the funny thing is, when you think about it, the main riff is quite an easy structure of chords as well, really. It's what you're doing is what makes it ridiculous. I mean, like from the bass's point of view, because it's playing the roots of the chords in it, I think it plays
harmonically
5 notes or something like that. Yeah. But
note-wise on the bass, it's not too bad, but like it's a modal interchange, I'm guessing, and it gets that kind of demonic sound because it gets quite semitonal with the changes. The dun 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 dun. That.
Yeah, that's the bit I mean. So for the most part, it's just the one note that gets to that bit, but it's still only 4 or 5 sort of note changes in that very short space of time, which I guess is quite a lot, to be fair, in that short space of time. But
I think the title fits it well. Yeah.
it's all collapsing around you. It just is from start to finish, isn't it? Really, or as soon as the first bang comes in, from that moment onwards, there's the ominous intro where it's sort of like alluding to what's going to happen, and then it hits, and then from that moment on, you're screwed.
That beginning bit as well was, I think I must have listened to Jason Richardson, and there's the harp.
Yeah,
one of his tracks, I think he does that, and then it kicks in with the crazy shred.
Right.
That was kind of the starting point, I think, and then it. I just love that, the prolonged sense of dread.
Yeah.
Nietzsche would say at the beginning, the hell.
You've got to get in with the prolonged sense of dread. But yeah.
Shall we play the song live next?
I wouldn't mind playing this song live. It'd be cool, be fun.
Hurts my fingers.
Hey, you said it. Let's see. Let's let the comments decide.
Comment below.